Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. More on that at the end of this video.
I'm gonna give this a really high score.
Thanks for telling me. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to make our chili spice mixture. To do that, you can just use 5 tablespoons of commercial chili powder. And I have 2 right here because I'm going to balance out the remaining bit with ancho chilies, which don't have a lot of heat, but oh boy, do they smell amazing. Then I went to the store, I was looking for more chilies and we couldn't find them. So we only were able to find chipotles, and these are like really hard. They still have amazing flavor. I took the seeds and the stems out of both of these chilies. We're gonna roast them first, then we'll grind them up. Tortillas are here simply to aid in grinding them to give a little bit more texture. I'm gonna use a coffee grinder, but you can use a food processor also. To round out that spice mixture, we have 3 tablespoons of cumin, and then we have 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon. So that's our spice mixture there. As far as the remaining ingredients after we make our spice mixture, we have about 2 cups worth of diced onion. I do love beans, it expands it, allows you to get a lot more value for your money. Things are expensive now, so I have 3 16-ounce cans of kidney beans that have just been drained. And then the beef is 80-20 beef, lots of fat, lots of flavor. We have 2 pounds of that. To round it out, we have 6 ounces of tomato paste. That's gonna add more body to it. 12 ounces of Guinness, more body. If you can't have alcohol, just use, instead of 2 cups of low sodium beef base, just use 3 cups. Final ingredient, my secret weapon, is 70% or 72%, and this just makes it just awesome. I'm gonna heat this up to medium heat. I just wanna put them down, and it's gonna bring out more of the flavor of the chili, but it also just stiffen it up a little bit so we can grind it. You only need about 45 seconds per side. I kind of just hold it down so it gets surface contact. I'll throw the other ones in. We can fit everything in at the same time. I'm gonna pull them out, and I'm just gonna chop it up a little bit. So I have a coffee grinder. You can also use a food processor. Might be testing its limits here.
Should get a new one.
It's so old, just like me. And I have to use this. Used to have a button on top. You could put a little bit of this in there, that might help. It's good. I'm gonna take this and then we're gonna add it to here. Oh, that is good. So I'm just gonna toast this cumin up and the cinnamon. We'll add the chilies in for a second, but they already were roasted. This is just gonna bring out more of the flavor too. All you gotta do is roast this for 45 seconds, a minute, so you get a ton of flavor and it's good. We'll pull this off. We're gonna combine it into our spice mixture. And then right now, what we're going to do is saute the beef. It's a 6.5 quart Dutch oven. You need something big enough. I would say probably don't go below about 5 to 5.5. Heating this up to medium heat or a touch lower, maybe a 4 out of 10. And I have vegetable oil, okay? Just a couple tablespoons. We're doing chili here. Feel free to use olive oil if you like. And you only need a little bit because we're gonna have a ton of beef fat in here in a second. And I'm just gonna saute these up for about 5 minutes. So here are my onions after about 3 or 4 minutes. They look like that. I'm gonna put in my 2 pounds of chuck, and we're gonna try to get it a little brown, but you're not gonna get it very brown here. I saw this thread one time. It was how do I get my beef brown? I can't get my beef really brown when I make the chili. A lot of the smarter comments were you don't. And one guy said he worked in a restaurant, I think in Kansas City, but I'm not positive. They did a ton of chili and they had an award-winning chili. And he's the guy doesn't brown it at all. He dumps 50 pounds of it in a pot this big, dumps all the spices in, dumps everything in, and it wins all these awards. If you're cooking chili for one person and you have a half a pound of beef, you can take that time to brown it. If you live in a more pragmatic world, you're gonna just have to be okay with it not getting super brown here. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get a ton of flavor once we put that spice mixture, and we're gonna bloom that spice mixture. But let this go. You can try to knock it up to about a 6 or a 7 here, but I don't wanna incinerate my onions or anything. It's been a few minutes. It's given off a ton of fat, the 80-20. What we're going to do is we're gonna bloom our spice, because once the beef has browned or grayed, we'll put our bloomed spice on top of it. So I have my other stove here. I have 3 of these. And I'm gonna heat that up to medium. You can use a little bit more vegetable oil in here to bloom your spice, or you can actually reach in here and grab some of your beef fat and just put it down. Gonna grab a little bit more oil. Need about 3 tablespoons of fat over there. Medium heat, and all of that spice, and let me tell you, when that hits, the smell. So just mix this up, and you're gonna just smell this, just incredible flavor. And it only needs about a minute. Once you start to really smell it in a different way, you can lower it, and then you can add some water in here. That's just gonna mix it up enough. So you'll be able to get it off your pan. So just keep this over on the side. Our beef is almost done. So just cut it up with your spoon or, flat edge spoon. There's a little bit of color. But yeah, you're not gonna get it really brown when you're sticking a 2-pound mass into something this small. And we're gonna add the bloom spices. So let's mix this in for about a minute to get it really well incorporated onto the beef. See how good that looks? We're gonna use 1 6-ounce can's worth of paste. And then we're gonna let that all cook and fry in that fat also and the bloom spice mixture. You're just really just building up the flavors here, the depth of it. This is a chili that tastes amazing after making it. Most chili, and I'm sure you know this, soups, everything, taste a lot better the next day. All right, we'll let this go for a couple minutes, just stirring frequently. Knock your heat back if you're having any burning. Tomato paste has a lot of sugar in it, so you can even add a little water in there if you're getting too much burning. It's been a few minutes, and that's looking so good. We're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of salt. So 1, 2. Mix this all around. Oh man, the smell. And I'm getting a little burning on the bottom here, just a touch. I don't know if you can see it, just a tiny bit. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna touch it up with water, just to stop it right away, and then we're all good. Okay. So now this is just an amazing, honestly, Texas chili right now. There's no beans in it. So you just let it cook, put your liquid in, and then you're good. But we're gonna do our non-Texas chili. 3 cans worth of kidney beans. And I made another mistake again, I forgot the cumin. So here I'm putting it in right now, 3 tablespoons worth of cumin. We have 2 cups of low sodium beef stock, and we have our 12-ounce of beer. And Guinness isn't a beer, it's a stout.
There's actually some really good non-alcoholic stouts.
There's non-alcoholic stouts, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I think Guinness makes one, but then Athletic Brewing Company also makes one too.
Bring it up to a boil, and if you have a flat edge spoon like this works better than having a round spoon because you don't have a lot of surface contact with a round spoon. Get all of the brown bits off the bottom of your pot here. You want to just feel no resistance when you're moving that back and forth there. It's going to be completely smooth on the bottom of your Dutch oven. Now, if you don't have a Dutch oven, you could do this with a regular pot, do it on the stove top. Just make sure you stir it a lot. But the advantage of a Dutch oven, we're gonna put it in the oven. Now we're gonna heat our oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm turning off the heat right now because it's boiling. Put the lid on, a nice tight fitting lid with your Dutch oven, and then we're going to get this in the oven for 75 minutes. All right guys, so this has been 45 minutes. Not 45 minutes, this has been 75 minutes. Now I'm just touching the bottom. There's absolutely no sticking. You wanna check for that. With a proper Dutch oven, in the oven at 300 degrees, with this much liquid, you're gonna be totally fine. This just looks so rich right now. Whoa, that's my alarm for 75 minutes. Now remember, the 80-20 chuck, you really wanna let it cook for a while. Even though it's ground, it still has a lot of that connective tissue. Since we already did 75, we're gonna do 45 more. That's gonna allow this to thicken. We're gonna put it back in the oven uncovered. You can see it developed a film on top. I'm gonna mix it together, and that's what it looks like. This is 1.5 ounces of 72% cacao. You taste test this now, and then you add your cayenne or salt if you need to. Personally, I can have it spicier. Those 2 chipotles, it gives it a nice amount of heat. I can definitely do a little bit more, but I'm not going to because the taste tester is going to be down here right now, and I have jalapeno on the side for him and some other toppings, so he can do what he wants. I don't want to put cayenne on here. I think that'll maybe make it a little too hot for him.
I like this bowl.
I love that bowl.
Yeah.
James wanted to do all his pick his toppings, so go ahead, James. I'm gonna get you a card.
Chili tastes good. I just had like a little bit.
These are kind of toppings we use often. Onion, cheddar cheese, that's bad cheddar cheese. Get a block of cheddar cheese and grate it yourself. That bag stuff is just, it never has any flavor. A jalapeno, which sometimes jalapeno has no spice. Sometimes it does. James, I tasted these. These are pretty spicy.
The last ones I had weren't that spicy.
Well, they are spicy. Okay. It still probably is a little hot too.
It's amazing.
You want water?
No, it's not that spicy.
Okay.
Can I get Tabasco?
Can you get Tabasco on top of that jalapeno? Yeah, go ahead. I'm making assassin's pasta after this.
That's spicy.
He's gonna be tested in the next one for sure. So James, like, you wanna do a review? Maybe like write a score? Mm-hmm. So you don't have to run upstairs. Yeah, I knew that. I didn't see that coming.
It's got a spicy jalapeno.
No kidding. I told you they were spicy.
I'm gonna give this a really high score.
Thanks for telling me. Yes, I knew. Well, I knew that. It was way too much writing to be anything else like than that.
I was thinking about giving you a 9, but like, I feel like there's nothing bad about this because like, I don't know, like, everything's just so good in this. Like, I like how like the spices and stuff. Like, I just like everything about it.
So I think this in the end says it all. No, you guys always say no matter what the score is, that's the bottom line.
I would rather have this. I know this sounds surprising, but I would rather have this than some pastas.
I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. Squarespace makes it easy for creators to monetize their content by selling access to online courses, video classes, and other gated content. They also have e-commerce templates, inventory management, and a checkout process that includes secure payments. And their email marketing features allow you to collect email addresses so you can engage with and provide subscribers with the information they want from you. So guys, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/sip and feast to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.